And I'm joining Captain Capitalism tonight. I'm the Base Beast. And we are off. So tonight's seed, it's just a regular open. Hints are enabled, so it's not like the qualifiers that we've had. And let's see where our runners go to first. Speaking of the runners, we have 4 incredible runners tonight. We have Etium, Julo Ninja, Koi, and Cassidy Moen running tonight. All 4 top-tier racers. So this should be fantastic.
Okay, I think I sorted out my issues there. Looks like we've got all our runners looking at different spots. And one thing I did note, I believe that was just a red rupee on the lumberjack cave, so I don't think we're going to be needing that.
And we did find a glove in Sanctuary, which is a fantastic find this early in the run.
Yeah, if only they had the bomb to go with it, they'd be able to go and check the back of Escape, but we'll get those bombs. It'll get...
Maybe we'll find them here in Kakariko Well, which is where Julo Ninja's heading. Oh, we already got some bombs.
That is the only 10 bomb drop, so that is actually the best bomb drop they could have gotten at this point.
True, but it's a shame it didn't get them much progression, but... nope, still not much. And just a lot of love at Link's house.
Looks like Cassidy is going over to Eastern to begin with. We're seeing some... we're picking up bombs too. We're seeing some different routing. And I always love this. I always love it when someone is trying something new just to try to get every advantage they can.
And while this isn't totally race related, we all want to wish a very happy birthday to our runner Koi, who is turning years old. It looks like Cassidy's doing the Sahasrara Eastern play. Now, would you do that early Capitalism, or would you rather do a South Shore play? What do you think?
I mean, honestly, it's up to the runner. This is usually something that is going to be looked at sooner rather than later. Oh, Skullwoods is the green pendant. I think it's perfectly valid. Sometimes you get that item out there, not the single arrow, but sometimes you find an item out there that gives you an advantage, like the boots or a sword or something that takes a long time for those other runners to get to. So I think it's a good play.
Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's turning up all that much. There's another big 20 in the chicken coop.
Yeah, there's not been much in Kakariko Village today.
Oh, but Cassie's making the back of Escape play. Let's see what we find here. Just a little love. Some blueberries. Oh, we have Merle. We're 1 item away from Dark World access.
Yeah, that's nice to see. We already know that the Lumberjack Cave isn't anything, but South Shore has to have something for us. Just to note, there is a sword on the Hylia Island.
Oh, well, we'll see how many other sword locations we can find first, because if we can get up to Tempered, then that one's, for runners of this caliber, probably unnecessary. Now, interestingly, we are getting a lot of money in Kakariko. If you look at Etium's feed, we got over 450 odd rupees. Do you think a Zora play is coming? Especially because we got those gloves.
Well, since they do have the Moon Pearl, well, they will be able to get the Moon Pearl easily. I think, ooh, Sword and Ice Rod. I think they might. There's a good chance. 300 rupees and Blue Mail.
Wow, Hype Cave Light coming into play today.
Yeah, looking at our pendants right now, we know that the green pendant is Skull Woods, and another pendant is at Desert Palace, so there's still one more to find. If it's Turtle Rock, well, that Ice Rod isn't super useful, but if Turtle Rock is a crystal, they'll be glad they have that this early.
Oh, absolutely. For viewers of the race last night, Ice Rod is almost always the trolley item.
I think I saw bombs on top of the library shelf.
Koi with the YOLO for the race game.
He's going to be disappointed because it's just bombs on top of that ledge.
And Cassidy looking at that little love saying, thanks, but no thanks. And considering that they've already got Blue Mail, I wouldn't be surprised.
This is an interesting play. Cassidy is going to Agina, getting all the out-of-the-way checks, and it could be that this pays off. Looking at what we don't know, Eastern Palace hasn't been checked, neither has Ice Rod Cave.
Let's find out what the Desert Old Man has waiting for us today. Not much, I'm afraid. So the logical play is probably going to be Eastern. We'll probably be seeing our runners head towards that because there are several items that we can still access.
Oh, forgot. There's also the front of Escape too.
That's true. We haven't done the Zelda rescue yet. That's very true. Chat noting that Cassidy hasn't even bothered checking Kakariko yet, which, frankly, not missing very much. And you were just saying a moment ago about doing Front of Escape. Looks like Julo's on their way now.
Yep, with a sword, easy. So might as well go ahead. There's a bunch of items. They can, if they are good with dark rooms, they can go ahead and get that done, even without the lamp.
Ooh, Uncle with the half magic. That'll make the Ice Rod slightly less useful. Well, useless, I should say, sorry.
Yeah, they could sequence break up the mountain, but right now, without the mirror or the hook shot, there's only a few items available. So it's probably better to just stay in logic right now, do escape, maybe do what you can in Eastern Palace, see what turns up.
But meanwhile, Julo going deeper into Hyrule Castle. Thanks to Koi, we might finally see what's going on in that Ice Rod cave.
They found that pesky map, so the item in the Dark Cross will, in fact, be an item. Oh, well, it could be the key, actually. So I digress.
And unfortunately, nothing of value over at Ice Rod Cave. So it looks like either we'll find something fortunate in Hyrule Castle, or it's Eastern Palace for us. And don't forget, we still do have Zora and Logic, and if we look at the rupee counts for all 4 runners, that's not looking like a bad play to do.
Yeah. In fact, it looks like Koi is going for the fake flipper right now, using a little bomb trick to get right up to the edge. And I would not be surprised if they go for the waterfall cave as well as Hobo, and then go and check Zora too.
Doing a quick Hylia island check to see that there's that sword waiting for them if they choose to.
Okay, front of escape, not having much, but it did tell us that key is going to be in the Dark Cross, so there's no reason for any runner to go there.
Meanwhile, Koi going under the bridge and finding 50 bucks. So little insurance money should Zora decide to give us a life lesson today.
Which, let's face it, he will.
Until that rare day he does. No, I'm just kidding. Well, also thanks to Merle, if we've got Koi heading up that way, we're probably going to see a waterfall fairy check too. Now remember, all of the waterfall fairy is going to be out of logic, so whatever we find here, if we find anything of progression, could potentially tilt the scales here. And we get the Titan's Mitt. That's a huge find. That gives us out of logic Dark World access.
Yeah, that broke something for sure. Because if those flippers are in the Dark World, that means it could be that Aghanim was required. But the runners aren't going to care about that. We're just going to ignore that.
Though I have a feeling chat would probably love to see another Agaseed. And what does Zora have for us today? Oh, the most... Like, you could get a red bomb for cheaper than that. Come on.
Well, the lesson we've learned is that don't buy items from strange
And there are
fish.
the flippers. Flippers in Eastern. There they are. So, logic barely broken. We definitely... Aga 1 not required.
Yeah, that's good to see. Because Julo will be able to just go straight, get his Titan's mitts, and go on. He forgot he does not have the hook shot yet, but that's great. One of the 3 items in Eastern Palace is already worth it.
For sure. Well, the good news is with Titan's Mitt, we do have access to Village of Outcasts, Thieves Town. Not that we can complete these yet, but at the very least we can do some great exploration. We can make our way over to Hype Cave. We got lots of checks thanks to that. This is fantastic.
Yeah, and it looks like Edium is going straight for it. It looks like our last pendant is Swamp Palace.
Which probably means we're going to have to dip into it, the way seeds like to troll us anyway. Oh, and Skull Woods, of course, being our green pendant, so that might come into play later on. We'll have to see. Speaking of Skull Woods, looks like Edium's going to be checking the back. A couple of quick, easy checks here.
Yeah, a lot of runners consider Skull Woods to be kind of basically another overworld check. Oh, the Ice Rod actually coming into play here. That's nice to see.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen the Ice Rod used like this. This is fantastic ice play by Edium. Meanwhile, Jula continuing the dip into Eastern. Well, we got a bottle, so that puts Sick Kid in logic here.
Well, yeah, it's technically an out of logic bottle because he had to go to the dark room to get there, but
Nah,
we're
that's
gonna
true. We'll ignore
we're
that.
just gonna go for it.
There's our hook shot.
Ah, in my heart of hearts, I was hoping this would be a hook shotless seed.
Well, unfortunately, we'd still need it unless all of our runners can hover very, very well. Still need it for that one shot at the end. Oh, speaking of the ice palace, sorry, the ice rod, looking at Koi's stream, tossing the soldier to get the big key.
Also, a note: the hint in Eastern Palace said something sharp is hidden is in plain sight, so that's that sword on the island, probably. Not very useful to our runners, unfortunately.
But definitely with our runners all, having Titan's mid and logic. I'm sorry, chat. Looks like Aga is. I mean, have we done a lumberjack ledge check yet?
They have checked Lumberjack Ledge. There is one single way to require Aghanim, and that's if the hammer is in the Pyramid Fairy, which is theoretically possible with the red crystals we have.
Oh, and also getting that bumper ledge check where we have Lamb. So hopefully we'll find our cape soon enough. Meanwhile, Edium clearing out the village. A whole lot of love from Chess Game. So again, just still on the hunt for any kind of progression whatsoever.
Yeah, right now they can clear out Thieves Town with the exception of that one chest without the hammer, but they'll probably just find the hammer inside Thieves Town.
Oh, you're such an optimist. Well, we'll find out soon enough. Looks like Edium's going to be doing a dip in there.
It's a red crystal. You've got a weapon. Might as well just go ahead and take care of blind. Plus, he's got a good pun.
I don't know if we share the same definition of good. So far, not finding much in the front side of anything. That map, of course, completely not necessary for any of these runners.
It looks like the sick kid gave the Quake medallion, so they know that they're going to need to get into Turtle Rock and Misery Mire. That might be the medallion they need.
And a vanilla big key today in Thieves Town.
Looks like Edium is actually taking a death and leaving Thieves Town. I think he doesn't want to go in and finish it without the hammer, which is a bold move.
Well, yeah, it's a bit of a risky play because there's enough there are enough checks that you can do plus get the crystal that it's not a huge time loss if you have to figure it out later.
Chloe bringing up that since he found the small key, he wants to be able to check that hammer chest. He knows that there's going to be something in there. So, yeah, I understand it. But it is definitely a gamble.
Let's see what we can dig up today. Just a little bit of love, but still worth collecting.
Oh, I think we're going for the world tour.
We still don't have that mirror, so K45 is not on the menu just yet, but we can definitely check out enough other stuff.
Okay, we got Koi in Thieves Town right now. All the runners are basically just checking everything right now. Edium's a little bit ahead in terms of checks, but he hasn't done as much in the light world.
Does look like we're gonna get a hype cave check.
Yeah, what do you think? Hype or tripe today?
Oh, well, that's tough because Mini Moldorm Cave was pretty potent, all things considered.
I'm going to say 3 out of 10, something that leads to progression.
I'm gonna be more of a pessimist and go with 1 or 0, and so far the $20 not disappointing. $50. $50. No, it's gotta be Kane.
All right, so there's one item that is 100% required to beat this seed. So, yeah, it's an okay cave. Yeah, as someone saying in chat, okay cave. Koi is checking out the back of Thieves Town. We're gonna making his way through that hellway right now, and Edium is going to be showing what the blacksmiths are making today.
Oh, and the hint saying a unique item is in Eastern, but we already saw those flippers. Oh, and they're glass blowers today, but you never know, that red potion can come in pretty handy in the late game.
There's been quite a bit of safeties so far. We have half magic, we have blue mail, we have a good number of hearts. So the runners are pretty safe. Not 100% safe, but pretty safe.
Oh, a few hugs from Ganon can change that.
Ooh, Cassidy's going to catfish. Let's see what the grumpy fish has for us today. Also, I think this bears mentioning the stun prize today is a fairy.
Oh, catfish ain't so angry after all, tossing out a little love. Meanwhile, Koi making his way to the bottom of Thieves Town.
Oh, that's not great. So we know there's going to be an item in the big chest that the runners cannot get to, but I think that also, yeah, looks like they had the map and the compass. So blind will also have something for the runners as well.
Meanwhile, Edium breaking logic also and navigating up to Death Mountain. Just can do a couple of checks on Spectacle Rock, but better than nothing, and we'll see if maybe we can find something.
He has the hook shot, so he can get to.
Oh, that's right.
Paradox
Of course
Cave.
he can. That's right. We did get that early hook shot. You're right. Not used to that.
And then he can get to Dark Death Mountain as well. But we know that the cape won't be on Dark Death Mountain or Paradox Cave. Just bombs, but Koi has his first crystal at 25 minutes and 9 seconds.
the top of Spectacle Rock, not much on top. Checking inside. Oh, we have a hammer on Cassidy's stream. I totally missed that one. Chat, can you enlighten me? On
It looks like,
Pyramid Ledge.
yeah, Pyramid Ledge had the hammer, so close. It was close to the Pyramid Fairy, but not quite in there.
Well, it's definitely safe to say, Aga won, RIP. And speaking of RIP, Julo with a quick fight against Blind.
I didn't see if there was anything on Death Mountain so far.
Nothing yet so far. So we're heading into East Side, and we got a lot of checks here. We got 7 checks to be exact. So we also have the Swamp Hint coming up, and Pyramid Fairy will not be required.
Yeah, that's one of your favorite hints right there. Cash and some cash.
Well, nothing so far. Let's see what Paradox Cave here is bringing us. $5. The love. More love. Red meringue and just a little love. Well, not every cave can be a winner.
Yeah, that's a pretty disappointing Paradox Cave, but there's also Hookshot Cave as well. And Super
And
Bunny Cave.
And I don't think we've seen Spiral Cave yet.
Oh, yeah, Spiral Cave too.
So, looking like... Because we still don't have a fire source. Oh, and Team
Correct.
doesn't have a hammer yet anyway, so they couldn't make their way over to Hera regardless, but even still, we could be in a fire-locked Hera.
Yeah, we know where one fire source is, but nobody has found the cape to get it.
Oh, we have Ether in Spiral Cave. Green could be very useful, and I wonder if Edium on their way up will let us have a quick glance at what medallion is required for TR tonight.
Oh boy, the boots are in Peg Cave.
Oh, that's a wonderful find for our runners. Well, A runners so far, but hopefully the other checks won't be that far behind. Oh, and there's our cape! Here's our cape and Super Bunny.
That's really interesting. So one thing to note with that is that the cape means that the lamp isn't what gets people to Death Mountain, it's the flute. Because the cape leads to the lamp. So somewhere this flute is going to be found sooner rather than later.
And Ether was required for TR, so no problems there. Meanwhile, Hookshot Cave not coughing up anything good just yet. Well, our boomerang collection is complete. Gotta catch them all, I suppose.
Yeah, so I think the only thing that Death Mountain really had so far was that cape. And
Well,
the Ether
and the
Medallion.
Ether Medallion. Yeah, now at least we've got that access.
we've got... Yeah, Cassidy is checking Thieves Town, and yeah, what if the flute is in that big chest?
Oh, well, that would just be wonderful.
Wonderful for Cassidy, but pretty bad for everyone else.
Meanwhile, Eddie, I'm heading down to the bottom of Hyrule Castle. Sadly, not going to come up with much for it, unfortunately, as we know. So it looks like all of our runners are retracing everybody else's steps.
Yeah, it looks like Koi is gonna hit the pyramid next, so they're gonna be pleasantly surprised, I believe.
Meanwhile, Julo heading into Paradox, gonna pick up well, something nice once they eventually realize they got to get over to Spiral. And for Koi, it's hammer time. And Edium with the toss strats.
If you can, might as well.
Oh, like I said, put that ice rod to good use. Oh, and it looks like Koi is doing the run over to Pod.
Yeah, it doesn't have the bow, so it could be a very short visit to Pod, but if not, there's a bunch of items in there.
There are, but he also doesn't have a bottle, so he couldn't do the camera glitch.
Yeah, like I said, this could be a very short trip in the Pod.
But for us, we get to finally see what's inside that big chest in the bottom of Thieves Town. Oh my goodness! Fire rod in the bottom of Thieves Town.
That is something. Fire rod is a required item for this seed. You need it for Misery Mire. You need it for maybe not Misery Mire, but you need a fire source for Misery Mire. You need the fire rod for Turtle Rock. He can go and get the green pendant as well, which might have another item. Oh boy!
And it also opens up Ice Palace even more for us because we don't have Bombos yet. Wow,
Yeah.
that is a really big find for getting ahead. Oh, poor Koi.
Also, another great find. Koi found the flute in Pod, which is going to provide logical access to Death Mountain and logical access to the lamp. Also will let people get into Misery Mire if they have the medallion. Get around a little bit easier. It's a required item, so smoother movement for him.
And we blinked and missed it. But Cassidy finishing off blind and getting their first crystal. And meanwhile, Koi activating that flute. The duck is amok. The pterodactyl is doing fractals. Come on, chat. You can do better than I can.
Oh, you missed it. You could have said that. Ooh. Koi is going straight to the Mire area. Might as well. We got the flute. You have access. This is the only way you can get into it.
Oh, but none of the medallions. Oh, did you catch the check for the required medallion?
No, I missed it.
Ether, according to chat.
Okay, so we have the medallions. Well, Koi does not, but
We
there's
know.
only
We're
one
in no
medallion
mode with our
needed.
medallions. We're fine.
Speaking of no mode, let's start talking about what we need to finish this seed. The bow, obviously, unless they're going to do that. Well, no, they need the bow for pod.
We're still
And
missing a second sword. We don't even have Master Sword. All of our runners still on fighters. We don't have a mirror yet.
they might not need the mirror.
That's true. That's
The book or the mirror. They'll need one
no.
of the two.
Yeah, exactly for desert access. Actually, not all that much, all things
Yeah.
considered. We know where a lot of this is. And Cassidy with that fire rod, wasting no time, heading to the back of Skullwoods to finish that off.
All right, desert is a pendant today. They don't even need to go.
It doesn't
into
even
desert.
matter.
So we're just looking for the bow and another sword. Wow.
Could be a jet seed at this point. But let's hope not.
Yeah, I think the only thing the ped can have at this point is bow. That's literally it.
Yeah, that's all the logic would dictate. And Cassidy with a beautiful fight against Mothula on the floor. And there's our Master Sword.
Yeah, so
And-
it looks like green pendant Skull Woods is probably worth it.
Well, and who knows what the pendant might hold.
It can have anything, even a boat.
Or a shield. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, it could very well have a shield. I don't think we even have. Yeah, nobody has a shield yet. I'm feeling a little robbed here.
On the plus side, we get to see all the beautiful sprite work that the community has done. Also, if we know where the boots are, and we've got Titans, but we still do have King's Tomb to check. And Bonk Rocks. We haven't checked either one of those locations yet.
The green pendant was just a heart container.
Well, it's still nice to know that someone loves you. Meanwhile, Julo making their way to the catfish to get their little love. Speaking of King's Tomb check, there goes Cassidy. And Bombos, which is Bombos.
Yep.
Unfortunately not needed today for any reason at all.
Yeah, but that is actually Cassidy's first medallion, so probably breathing a sigh of relief just for that.
Unfortunately, we know that it won't be as useful as Cassidy hopes it is. Meanwhile, we get a Bonk Rocks check. And I think we're full up on sticks, thank you, game. Meanwhile, Floating Island doing the check, it just has a heart container. I don't think any of these runners are going to bother detouring for that. Looks like Koi is taking a gamble on Hera, hoping not to have anything fire-locked. Oh boy. We already had one chest in a basement left over that we know is going to come back later. I wonder if that's going to happen again. Oh, and there is a chest in the basement. Let's hope it doesn't have anything of substance for us.
Oh, it has the big key.
Oh, of course it was, because we had the swag net in the basement.
So yes, unfortunately, it does have something quite of substance.
Game with the basement trolling today. So meanwhile, Koi heading through Spiral Cave, going to be very happy to find their first medallion. And Julo Ninja doing the pod check. Let's hope we find an early big key. Sorry, not big key, little key. I mean, early big key would be nice, but an early small key so we can at least make some progression and find some items here.
Yeah, Jula does have a bottle, so they can do the potion glitch, and they will get their flute at the very least too. So that's handy. With the ether medallion, they can even go into Mire if they'd like.
That's true. And with Cane and Cape, it's very doable.
Yeah, and that lamp for the fire source.
Oh, and dark rooms if you really want to keep stretching it. However, with Fighter's Sword and no bow, that boss fight is going to be very, very long. But Julo's electing not to go any further. Can't blame him. Julo's choosing to activate their flute. While Edium continuing. Let's see if we can get a little further than one check here. Meanwhile, chat suggesting that Turtle Rock might be a really good play at this time.
Well, I
And-
mean, it is the vanilla location for the bow, so it's a good place to go. But yeah, Cassidy has everything he needs to finish it once he hands in that bottle to the sick kid. Oh wait, yeah, no, Ether actually was in Spiral Cave. It Medallion was the sick kid had Quake. So Cassidy's probably going to be getting. Yeah, I forgot. The key is almost always under the doormat for Turtle Rock.
Well, Cassidy having no problem with a fire source, heading straight over to Hera. Oh, and we got a spike cave check from Koi. Putting that cape to good use. At the last possible moment. All for a little love. Meanwhile, Edium doing the potion glitch to get past a bow-locked part of pod. And Cassidy getting bashed on their coffee break. Looking for that quick death warp out of there. While Edium continuing deeper into pod. Very nice quick death warp. Having no mirror to get back to the front of Hera quickly.
Koi with some very good movement to avoid the murder-dactyls. And he's going to get his mirror. Not his mirror, his lamp right now.
I think we got some wishful thinking here about that mirror.
Actually,
It might not be required.
Yeah, honestly, the mirror is probably one of the worst items for them to find because that opens up so much. Oh, never mind. We're in go mode. The
what?
the bow was in Tower of Hera.
Oh my goodness! So at
about
like
45 minutes
minutes. Wow, Jet Seed much.
Oh
However,
yeah,
that cannon fight is going to be particularly nasty. You have to wonder if Cassidy took note of that sword upgrade on Hylia Island and wanting to bring that up to tempered, because it really is a huge upgrade from Master Sword.
yeah. But the problem is no mirror to get it. And actually, chat pointed out we're not technically in go mode because Cassidy doesn't have the ether medallion. But once they make the trip down to Spiral Cave, they'll be in go mode.
Well, we're very much in no mode, and hopefully Cassidy thinking about Spiral Cave, since it's just hop, skip, and jump away from Hera.
Oh yeah, yeah. Cassidy also needs the flute too. I'm jumping ahead of myself, but yeah, we're in no mode.
We're just excited
Yeah,
because
we
we've had
just
several troll seeds over the last few days, so having one that seems to almost be going normally is kind of almost refreshing. A very friendly seed so far. Meanwhile, Edium continuing checks down in the back of Pod.
oh Cassidy's making a little bit of a well. He doesn't know it, but this is an error by him doing this. Now he can't go down Spiral Cave, and he can't get the ether medallion. He's gonna have to do it
Dear.
again later.
Well, it's a small unfortunate delay.
Yeah, yeah. He'll get Spiral Cave eventually, I believe.
Meanwhile, while none of us were looking, Koi making the Meyer play. Julo verging on getting their bow. Cassidy looking to complete their boomerang collection. Meanwhile, Pod turning up really not much here at the back. Let's see what kind of Meyer we have today. Hello, GT. We'll see you in a little while. And we have a Godmire. And Koi electing to take advantage of that. Interesting.
I'm impressed. I'm not sure it's the I'm sure it's the best play, but I gotta admire the guts there.
Well, to be fair, we know this is the right play.
True, but I don't think we found both items in Mire yet, so
No, but as far as we can tell, no items are required for progression in Meyer. We know where everything we need is.
right. But I'm saying Koi doesn't know that.
Oh no, for sure. This is total guts play. And while we were blinking, Julo making quick work of Trolldorm. And looks like they're electing to do Eastern first. That's interesting. Considering they haven't completed Pod, and they have everything required, one would imagine they would probably want to do the Pod, the Pod Eastern dual split first. That would probably be a lot quicker, no?
They don't have the mirror to
Be able to do
that.
that. Oh,
So
see, that mirror. So important sometimes, ish.
Yeah, I think Cassidy and Jewel are going to do Eastern Palace because it's fast. Then they're gonna go into Dark World, do Pod.
Meanwhile, Koi doing
fighter
the Cape
sword.
Strat. Oh, thank goodness for half magic. But
Yeah,
does Koi
but this
have
is-
any magic restoration items? Because Koi only has 5 bombs. And that would... I don't know if that'll be enough to take care of... Oh, This is going to be a nice tight fight. Oh, with the blue potion. Okay, we're fine.
I guess they had to pick that up somewhere, because I don't think that was a normal drop, but... Okay, now I see why they're doing Vidi now. Just get it over with. This is not going to be a fun fight.
And Julo armed with that bow heading to the back of Eastern.
Oh, Edium is in Thieves Town. He only did the first 4 chests, so he's going to get that fire rod. He's going to be very happy. Very soon. Everyone give a hand to Koi. That is a tough fight to do with just a fighter sword and the hammer. He collects the Misery Mire Crystal. Vidi just had a small key, but it's done. The rest of the checks in Mire are pretty easy to do.
Well, Julo having a little bit of a delay on those Armos Knights. But still a nice, clean fight. And now looks like Cassie's making their way back to the warp point and going right back the way they came, but in the Dark World this time. Well, Fireside Mire just giving us a compass. And looks like Koi is headed to the big coffee break. And while we got Julo and Cassidy, Julo just a few seconds behind, making their way over to Pod.
Yeah, they're gonna get their flutes, which they're gonna be happy to see. Question becomes, when does Cassidy go back up the Spiral Cave? Once they do that, they'll be good to go, but that's kind of an orphan check. I don't know if they'll be back for a long time.
And while we got this coffee break of 17 seconds, a quick Zelda Link to the Past fact that some of you may know, some of you may not. When the game was being originally designed, Shigeru Miyamoto wanted this to have a party system. Believe it or not. To have multiple people like an RPG, because he was noting the popularity of games like Dragon Quest. Turns out they ended up saving that for Wind Waker, where you would have your partners. And that fact leads us to the map, so doesn't look like Koi is going to do much else except for check that big chest and then probably head on out.
Also, the hint there said that the Moon Pearl is in the sewers, which not very useful because you need the Moon Pearl to see that hint.
Well, we like visiting the Department of Redundancy Department. There's our Master Sword for Koi. So we now know where 3 sword locations are. And Edium going a little bit off script with blind, but still makes short work.
Actually, we know where all 4 swords are now.
Oh, that's true.
Sword in Mothula, sword on the island, sword in Mire, sword in Mini Boldorm Cave.
I admit I forgot about the one on Mothula.
Edium almost save and quit, but I think remembered the pet caves, and they're going to be glad they did that very soon. In fact, given what everyone has, I think Edium actually is in the lead right now.
That's true. They've got both necessary medallions, all rods, no bow though.
No, but they'll be able to do Tower of Hera, get the bow, then they're good to go. Yeah, I think this is going to be a close one, depending upon when Cassidy goes to check Spiral Cave.
Well, let's not count out Julo. Their items are pretty stacked also.
Yeah, they just need to make it to the Thieves Town big chest, and they'll have the fire rod that they need.
But remember, Julo did not have hammer the first time they went in.
No, and that's a check that once you skip it, you're kind of priced into not going back, because if there is something in there, you kind of be like, well, I guess I just lose.
So it'll be very exciting to see which one of our runners gets to go mode first. Now, oh, that's right, Desert doesn't have any required access. I was about to say we still need that, but it really doesn't matter.
Chat brings up a good point. Edium needs another sword. We know there's one in Mire. Might end up with that one. That's the one I can think of, because we have no idea where the mirror is at this point.
And because with Skullwoods being a pendant, we're not going to have a lot of runners going there at this point. You know, Cassidy actually with a smart play already by finishing Skullwoods earlier in the run to get their second sword upgrade. Well, second level sword upgrade, I apologize. And Cassidy doing the dark rooms still haven't gone to get their lamp. But presumably Cassidy's, all of our runners are so advanced that we don't have to worry about dark rooms for them. So I'm pretty sure it's just a bit of a formality to pick it up anyway. Because they do already have the fire source with the fire rod. Oh, it's painful watching Edium. You're just cheering, come on, make your way up to Hera, you can do this. Sometimes it stinks being in no mode. Oh, and it looks like Edium might be making an Ice Palace play here.
There are a lot of hints in Ice Palace. It is a required dungeon. It's not a bad play.
True, but a Go mode Ice Palace is a much more fun play to do.
Oh, I agree. Ether was in the Spiral Cave chest.
And Mirror is we don't know. But we do know it's not actually required to finish the seed. So ultimately it won't matter. Because if anything, like Capitalism was saying, it would actually throw our runners off the trail.
And Bo is in Hera in the chest right there that we just saw it.
The big chest, yes. Oh, and Ice Palace really tough with that fighter sword. All of those enemies have such high HP at this point. Because you'll be expected to have tempered by standard vanilla logic, so. Meanwhile, Koi taking down the troll train.
Chulo's beating down the Helmosaur King, and Cassidy's right behind. Edium just received word that the purple chest is not going to be useful.
Julo grabbing their crystal from Pod. Cassidy not far behind.
Yeah, and we've got 2 runners now with 4 crystals. That's pretty good.
And
Koi
there's the
right
mirror.
behind with-
Oh, that could make life a little more complicated for Edium.
Oh, yeah, again, like I said, the mirror is the item they really don't want to see right now. Because that could really lead to some suboptimal choices. The fire rod was in the Thieves' Town big chest, and the hammer was on Pyramid, so a few runners did Thieves' Town without the hammer.
Meanwhile, Koi never got the hint about Pyramid Fairy, so
Neither did Julo.
at least we'll be getting a little bit richer. Meanwhile, Edium using Bombos to get through the first part of Cold Stare, but using Fire Rod strats, a little harder to contain. Oh, beautiful Fire Rod fight from Edium. Wonderful Cold Stare fight there. Getting Brian's cane. Brian, you left your cane at the bottom of Ice Palace. And you're right, even though Etium only has 2 crystals, they really are in the lead if they just make their way to Hera.
Ooh, they're going south. Are they going to Swamp Palace?
Oh, they might, because that mirror, oh, this... Well... It is what it is. That mirror, like you said, gonna probably cause us some trouble. Oh, wait, no, Eddie, looks like we're gonna get another Pyramid Fairy. We might get lucky. Or elect to do something else completely different. Where is Edium headed?
It looks like Cave 45. That's the only thing I could think of in that direction.
Meanwhile, at just over an hour in, I'd like to take an opportunity to thank all 4 of our runners on stream tonight. They're all phenomenal players. They're putting on a fantastic show for you tonight. So please, if you can, give these folks these fine, phenomenal folks a follow. And a big special thanks to our trackers, Hannah and Red Armor. Because without them, we could not do our commentary. And they just generally make everything much more organized and wonderful. And tracking all 4 runners, any kind of quad race to track is pretty tough. So thank you so much to our trackers as well. Meanwhile, Edium grabbing their sword from Hylia Island.
Yeah, and let me also state that Julo did in fact go for the bird toss, so much respect.
Absolutely. The Audubon put upon play anytime is a good play.
It looks like Edium is making the Hera play, so he is going to be very richly rewarded. In this case, it looks like the mirror actually led him to do this because it's a crystal.
Oh, thank heavens. This will be a wonderful play for them to do.
Red in chat brings up a good point. Everyone has a master sword, but they all got their master sword from a different location.
Well, Cassidy not getting the hint about the purple chest. Gonna find out exactly. Yep, just 10 sticks. We're just waiting with bated breath as Eddie makes their way up Hera. On chat giving us another reminder to wish Koi a very happy birthday today.
Koi did a very good hammer jump right there.
And boy, did he ever.
Ether is in Spiral Cave.
And we're probably another small bomb jump away. Oh, we have hookshot, and there we have it at 1 hour, 7 minutes, 35 seconds. Edium is officially in go mode. And
Yeah,
with all of those crystals left to go, that's a relief.
Yeah, and on the bright side, he'll be able to go mode all these dungeons. Unfortunately, the big time save would have been Ice Palace, so he missed out there, but doesn't have to check anything else, has a Master Sword. If he wants to, he can look for a Tempered Sword, but probably not even worth the check.
No, not at this point. I'm probably hoping to run into Silvers and GT along the way as we check for Big Key there. Because a Master Sword, I mean, Edium would be fine to do it, but boy, Silvers would be a lot quicker.
The good point, yeah, the mirror does actually make up a little bit of time because he'll be able to do the Pod Eastern Palace double shot. Edium knows he's in go mode. He's picking up potions. He's getting ready for the end here.
So it's all down to execution at this point. And Cassidy just has to do Spiral Cave and Sick Kid, and then they'll also be in go mode.
Doesn't even have to do Sick Kid, just Spiral Cave.
Oh, that's true. They're both Ether tonight. Somehow I had in my head that it was still Quake. Ah, that vanilla knowledge never quite goes away when you're tired. Meanwhile, Julo getting to the end of getting to the end of Meyer, but should have a much easier time without Bo. Sorry, with Bo rather than without, as we saw earlier. But just has to activate that crystal switch. There we go. While Koi taking down the Helmosaur.
Yep, Edium is right behind. They cleared out most of Pod already, so it's just a quick shot to Helmosaur King.
Julo electing to do the sword strats. Oh, they only have 19 arrows. They'll want to save those for the big eyeball. But thankfully they got Master Sword, so it's a lot quicker than with Fighter. Oh, 8 quick shots after a little lightning strike. And Julo making viddy viddles tonight. And picking up their 5th crystal.
It looks like Cassidy actually never went into escape.
And also picked up their mirrors, so the trail might be going a little cold. They're just going to go back to Dark Cross. Find that there's, unfortunately, nothing waiting for them. And on Edium's side, down goes Helmasaur. Picking up their 3rd crystal. By equipping the mirror, getting ready to head straight into Eastern.
Oh, Cassidy equipped the hook shot here and is going on the mountain. I wonder, are they going to check Spiral Cave? They realize they forgot.
Could be, or possibly doing a check for the TR medallion. Let's hope they do Spiral Cave first.
They already did that.
Oh, that's true.
They know that it's Ether, so I think the only thing that Cassidy could be doing right now is going to Spiral Cave. And if that's the case, we got ourselves a race. Yeah, there they go.
Meanwhile, Edium and Koi both making their way to the back of Eastern.
Alright, and Cassidy is now in go mode himself, so yeah, he only has to do Misery Mire and Turtle Rock, so looks like they are going straight to Turtle Rock, finishing that off. They can go mode it, and then Mire. Yeah, like I said, we got ourselves a race again.
We do, but for routing, wouldn't you want to take care of Mire first and end up at Turtle Rock to get to GT a little quicker? Interesting routing choice.
Yeah, it's better routing to do Turtle Rock last, but Cassidy's already in the area, so I think they're just going, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and do this.
And they do have the mirror, so getting up to GT is going to be a lot easier than having to loop all the way around. Meanwhile, Koi finishing off Eastern. And Edium realizing they didn't want to be there. That's more like it. Chad asking, Mir doesn't make getting to GT any easier, does it? Not so much that, it's that because we can just do the Tower of Hera, you know, the Spectacle Rock Mirror, it'll be a lot quicker to go back that way to get back to GT afterwards than it is to have to loop all the way around Death Mountain, heading all the way east to go up to head all the way west again. So doing GT a little earlier, not losing a significant amount of time compared to having to do it without Mirror. And there's our big key.
Yeah, so they just need 3 small keys. So there's a chance that Cassidy will be able to skip at least one chest in Turtle Rock.
Cassidy probably hoping that chest is Laser Bridge. Meanwhile, Edium, of course, we know that Myers a god Myers, so this will be a nice, quick palace for them. Nice quick dungeon for them. And there they go. Oh, this is going to be close. Because Edium having the Turtle Rock geography advantage. But Cassidy going through the bigger dungeon, it'll be this is going to be close. It may come down to where that big key is. Meanwhile, Koi's still in the hunt for that fire rod. Wonder if he's remembered that they have to go back to Thieves Town to pick it up.
It really could just be a last location kind of thing. Hey, there's our first shield.
Under the heading of Too Little Too Late. Well, Edium taking down Vidi in a nice clean fight.
Cassidy will be able to skip Laser Bridge entirely. Oh, I forget, they do not actually have a lamp, so... Oh boy. Luckily, it looks like they know the dark room's fine, but man, that's gonna be annoying, especially for Meyer.
Like Julo's making their way now into Ice Palace, joining Koi already in there.
Yeah, they're doing the Bombos Ice Palace. They'll find that mirror. Oh boy.
Oh, that Rando does what Rando does. Well, Cassidy already on Trinex, doing hammer strats because they only have Master Sword. Looks like Trinex is doing a little bit of little trolling tonight. Beautifully executed hammer strats on Trinex. And Cassidy picking up their final crystal. Oh no, wait, I apologize. They still have Misery Mire to go. Oh, it's Edium who's on their way to pick up their final crystal.
Oh, I think Cassidy didn't realize they look like they're going to Ganon's tower, and they're going to be a little disappointed.
Wait, no! Oh dear, yep. Realizing, whoops. But a very smart routing decision. Well, potentially. Actually, that's not really gonna help at all.
No, that's not gonna.
Oh, no, never mind. Oh, made me all hopeful. So at this point, it definitely looks like Edium's in the lead.
Yes, but it could easily come down to the big key.
But right now we got Julo and Koi both looking for that fire rod, and both of them forgetting that they have to go back to Thieves Town to do that big chest check in the basement. So don't forget to keep this race nice and tight. Cassidy has the Godmire as well. So let's see how well they navigate the dark rooms. So far, so good.
Yeah, this is the last room that he'll need to navigate through in the dark. Yeah, I think Edium's going to have a very tiny lead getting into Ganon's tower just based off of the fact that he's going to be right here, but this is a close one.
And I think you're right. It'll definitely all come down to the big key location. While Koi taking on Cold Stare. Electing not to use hammer strats, but trying to keep Cold Stare in the corner. It's a tight fight.
Okay, Cassidy has his 7th crystal, so he's ready to go to Ganon's tower, but Edium fighting Trinex right now. And we already have people guessing our big key.
So for those who might be new to the channel, there are 22 possible locations for Ganon's Tower Big Key. So please feel free to type in chat number between 1 and 27. Integers only, please. And whoever... We follow Price is Right rules around here, so whoever's closest without going over or getting exact will get a special prize of our everlasting love and gratitude and respect. Already somebody thinking it might be number 22.
What do you think it will be?
I always guess number 16. It's all for... It just... I don't know, that one always speaks to me. What about you?
I usually go with 3. I want it to be on those pegs. On the torch.
Well, let's see if Bob giveth or Bob taketh away today. Meanwhile, we have synchronized crystals for Edium and Julo.
Oh, this is really close. So Cassidy does have that portal right there.
It won't matter. They got to go to Dark World first anyway.
No, they don't. They won't have to actually. They can go.
Oh, that's true.
Across because they have the portal there. So it's gonna be really close. I think Edium will get in slightly before, but just slight.
But still getting trolled by those Lionels. He doesn't have any kind of shield to help him out. Let's see how close this gap is. Alright, so the guessing game is going to close the moment Edium goes inside GT, so get your guesses in now.
Okay, so Edium got in at 127.44.
Oh, this is so close. Anyway, number 1. Small key.
Yeah, Cassidy got in at 128.14, a mere 30 seconds behind.
Chess 2 and 3. Checks 2 and 3 not important. Check 4. Check 5, just another small key. Oh my,
Cassidy's going right. This might be the difference right here. Oh, and Edium just did those 4. He's going to the Dark Magician strat.
Yes, he is. Number 6, small key, $750. For those wondering, we do the count based on whoever started checking first.
There's the silvers. That's great to see this late in the game.
Especially with only a Master Sword. That saves about 24 slashes. Alright, number 8. It's just some sticks. Number 9, the silvers. 10 is a compass. 11 are blueberries. Well, if you guessed a single digit, sorry, folks.
So Cassidy is going full right. He's going to Armos from here.
I think you mean full left.
Edium's going to left.
Yeah.
Wait, is Pink Magician a thing? I that's new to me.
Yeah, it's a bit of a different way to do a warp and do a check. Alright, let's take a look. Here's check number 12. Just a big 20.
Everyone say bye to Bob. Oh, this bear's mentioning Koi has been to Thieves Town because he has the fire rod. I don't know when he did that, but he's in goat mode, I believe.
That's right, he's got ether, he's got everything he needs.
Oh, and the Ice Armor's chest did not have the big key, so it's somewhere on that left side.
Well, number 13's just a small key here.
It's got to be in the rando room.
Can't bring up, it could be tile room.
Could be tile room. Oh boy.
14. 15. Well, we got fire protection. 16. Oh dear.
Oh, it is tile room, isn't it?
Oh, we're getting number 22 today.
All you in chat who put 22, you are the real winners today.
So let's see who was first getting that 22. We have Whirlybird with the first guess at 22. So congratulations, Whirlybird. Lifetime supply of rando seeds. Just go to ALTTR.com and generate as many seeds as you wish. Well, considering how kind this seed was, at least we finally got a good troll out of it. And in chat, Hannah talking about the strat of doing tile room first. Well, tonight it would have... Oh, sorry, it was... Sorry, Drunk Future Self, I apologize. That says tile room first. Well, tonight that definitely would have paid off big for you.
Yeah, and Edium and Cassidy are really just right behind each other. Because Edium's going to tile room right now, and Cassidy just got his last chest.
Now, for those who might be new to Rando, this is a great glitch where if you equip your cape and then grab hold of a wall and start pulling, it won't deplete your magic meter. So it's a great way to do a room like this safely. So, Edium getting the big key of 1 hour 33:45. Oh, we're 17 seconds apart. Meanwhile, Julo doing the desert dip. Unfortunately, we know nothing will show up there. Koi taking down Trinex.
Yeah, that's their 7th crystal. So
well, just
Koi's
about taking down Trinex.
Yeah,
it's
just
only
about.
a matter of time.
Ah, with only 2 hearts. Gotta be careful, but there we go.
I'm not worried.
safe.
Koi's a great runner. I wouldn't.
We got Edium and Cassidy both in the gauntlet at the same time, just different room.
So again, it's all down to execution at this point. And with only 17 seconds separating them, it's still anybody's game.
Oh, just a hair off from that one cycle on Trinex.
And the Mollusk goes down, and up we go. Grabbing a quick little safety heart.
Yeah, sorry, that wasn't Trinex at all, was it?
Well, let's try something. There are 3 of them. You get credit.
They're basically all necks when you think about it.
Well, Julo's still trying to find that fire rod, forgetting they haven't gone to the basement of Thieves. While Koi's inside GT. It's looking like the real difference makers was basically the hammer. Oh, there goes Julo, finally remembering that check. But yeah, it was whoever remembered to get back to Thieves Town or simply do that after getting the hammer. That was really the big difference maker on this seed.
And for all those who were worrying, yes, we did in fact get the mirror shield. Thank goodness. Oh no, Cassidy missed that lantern, and he's gonna have to do that room again.
And Trolldorm not living up to his name today, is down he goes. And even looting Trolldorm's last treasure.
Fairy is not nothing, honestly.
At this point, especially with that heart count. But remember, Edium also has bought all those blue potions. I don't think we have to worry.
Okay, it's about time for a geometry test. Equilateral triangle first.
Very nice double there. And we should announce that Julo is also in go mode at this point. And Julo with the tempered sword as well.
Alright, Edium is going down to fight Ganon right now.
Again, Cassidy not that far behind. One Ganon fall, and we have a super tight race.
Oh,
With
that's
the
a really nice triple. It's okay, Cassidy has a fairy here.
And at 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 21 seconds, here's Ganon. Now this is going to be a very protracted first part of the fight because Master Sword not terribly effective. But thanks to having the tile room quote-unquote problem, at least we got silvers for the final phase.
Yeah, Cassidy is going down again in 2. This is really close.
Again, one fall changes it all.
There's a lot of things, honestly. A fall, not getting the lantern glitch, missed arrow.
And Cassidy with 4 hearts. I don't know what items they have for health regen.
They have a red potion and a blue potion, I believe.
Oh, that was a little too close for comfort. Making use of that red potion.
All right.
Meanwhile, Edium. No, go ahead.
Oh yeah, Edium's in his phase 3 right now, so he just has to hit the pig a couple more times to get to that last phase.
Cassidy just one mere phase. Oh, they're both on phase 3. There we go. And Eddie, a missing torch glitch.
That's one arrow. 3 more to go.
Cassidy also not getting torch glitch. And down goes Ganon.
Yeah, get your GGs in chat. Once Eddie M crosses that bridge, he'll be the first of our restream runners to have completed this. And we have Edium. He finished 3rd place overall with a time of 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 15 seconds from SRL. The first place on runner was Andy.
You know, Cassidy finishing off the big pig. So they just have to survive the trek across 3 tiles.
And they do. So they finish 5th place with a time of 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 48 seconds. Liam Atlas snuck in 4th place, just in between. GG's in chat to both Edium and Cassidy for finishing. Meanwhile, we have Koi. Koi is climbing the tower. He's on his way.
Let's see if we can get some of our runners in chat tonight. So while we wait for that to happen, Koi, of course, making his way through the gauntlet. Having no trouble whatsoever. Koi taking on Len Mullis right here. 1, 2, and 3. Nice, quick, clean fight. And Julo on Trinex, but this time with a Tempered Sword, so this should be a much easier fight than for any of the other previous streamers here. Julo getting their final crystal. Boy getting his fire protection.
All right, looks like it's Koi's refight with Moldor.
And a quick one. And also claiming Moldorm's treasure.
All right, we are joined by Edium. Edium, GG on that.
Thanks.
So, you made a pretty gutsy call in the beginning. You skipped. You just noped out of Thieves Town after the first 4 chests. Did you go? I'm gonna wait until I get this hammer.
Yeah, that's pretty much my thinking. There was 3 items in the back. If there was only 1 or 2 items in the back, and I didn't have the small key already, I might have gone ahead and full cleared it. But I got the small key in the front, and I knew there were 3 items in the back, so I decided to hold off.
Also, we were watching your stream, GG by the way, that you picked up the mirror, but amazingly you didn't let it throw you off, and you managed to go to exactly the right place up in Hera to grab that bow, so it was a great decision on your part.
Yeah, I was actually expecting the bow to be in Turtle Rock. I just did Hera because it was on the way. So, yeah, it was nice to find it there. I did check a couple of mirror spots. I checked Cave 45, and I went out of my way to check the boot spots, but those turned out to not be anything.
No, it was actually quite an exciting stream to watch because there was a time when some of the other runners had several more crystals, but you just had the perfect routing to go mode so many of your dungeons. So you really did a lot of the great smart plays tonight.
Yeah, well, I mean, I cleared Eastern and Pod, but I had already dipped them before, so it wasn't quite like I had go-moded them, but I could have go-moded Pod if I didn't decide to sequence break with the potion glitch.
That just led to a closer match. I don't know if you're aware, but you and Cassidy were something like 30 seconds behind for most of the last 2 dungeons.
Yeah, good thing I found those silvers. Well, that really helped.
Yeah. How about that tile room?
Yeah, I do sometimes make the tile room gamble, but I did not today.
Yeah, the way it worked out is Cassidy went full right, and you did the Dark Magician. So we were going, okay, one of those 2 is going to be right. Well, then one of them is going to get this key. Nope, tile room.
Meanwhile, I just want to point out that Koi is entering final phase of Ganon, getting that torch glitch. So he won't be too far behind.
Yeah, in fact, that's it for Koi. He's got Ganon down. So, yeah, once he crosses that bridge, make sure you get a GG in chat for Koi, as well as a happy birthday.
While we wait for that official SRL time, we've got Julo going after the Armos Knights. Soon to be learning about the unfortunate realities of Tile Room.
Okay, Koi finished in 9th place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 59 seconds. we'll see if they're interested in an interview.
Looks like he forgot to type .done right away, so he actually... That's why his time is a little bit off from his timer.
Yeah, it's one of those things that everyone can forget. And it looks, yep, we are joined by Koi. Happy birthday and good game.
Yeah, I'm not a very smart person, apparently.
And GG's to you, Koi. How are you tonight?
I'm I lost 2 placements because I forgot to type .done.
Happy birthday, by the way.
So I guess everybody else just like beeline for the big chest in Thieves Town.
Well, that was actually the big difference maker tonight, is the people who went to Thieves Town with the hammer got their prize, and the people who had to double dip, it happens. That's what Rando does.
Oh, what, like people went over to Catfish from the north? And took
Yeah,
it to the hammer
exactly.
over there?
Yeah, they went to Catfish and did the pyramid as well, and got the hammer there.
Alright, that makes a lot of sense. Because I went to the Dark World without the flippers.
Yeah, so did I did the first 4 of Thieves Town, and then came back later after they got the hammer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so the big question is, when did you decide, like, oh, I have to go back to Thieves Town and see what's in that big chest?
When I found the mirror. Like, I find this mirror and I'm like, oh my god. I can do desert. I can do swamp, checkerboard, graveyard ledge, cave 45, mimic cave. I'm just gonna make sure it's not in Thieves Town real quick.
Well,
that was a big one for the rest of us. We saw that mirror, we just said, oh boy, this could spell trouble, but didn't throw off too many of the runners tonight.
yeah, that fire rod location was definitely the game changer. But so what else did you think of the seed? Like, general, what were your thoughts?
Well, like early in the game, like I fake flipper to Dark World access, right? And I know pretty much that it's going to be in Eastern and it's going to lead to the flippers, but I didn't know if it was actually flippers in Eastern or not. So after I did like the whole like Thieves Town all the way through Hype Cave, and I didn't find anything of note except for like Cane of Samaria, I felt like I had to go back to Eastern, because what if it's like Flute leading to flippers in Spectacle Rock Cave or something? And when I found the flippers in the first chest, it's like, okay, all right, that confirms it. It's just somewhere awful, like Palace of Darkness. So that's when I decided to do the swim over to Catfish and down, find the hammer there. But the hammer didn't unlock a whole lot of stuff, so I thought, yeah, I'll dip into Pod 2 just to see what it is. And it was a flute, which, you know, I could have skipped and just sequence broke up the mountain like a normal person.
Yeah, I sequence broke obviously the Titan's Mitts, and then after doing that loop, I went up to the mountain because I had got the hook shot out of Skull Woods, and so then I found the lamp on the mountain. So now I have 2 sequence broken things that I have to keep the logic in mind. So that was kind of an interesting seed that way.
I try and resolve my sequence breaks when I can.
Yeah, I did end up dipping back into Eastern for those flippers, which it turned out I didn't have to, but if I had just gotten the hammer first and then gone to Hera and got the bow, but that's kind of hard to do. The bow ended up being my go mode, actually.
Oh man. Yeah, I had that fire rod go mode. Which, you know, doubly sucked that I didn't have the hammer when I was first over there, because I would have gotten the boots, like, an hour earlier, at least.
Yeah, those boots were also kind of trolly, just being there, right there, can't get them.
It's surprising to me that so many people would go east right away. Because, like, usually that's something you do, like, if you have the bow.
Yeah, I think in the end it comes down. It always comes down to the gambles, and this is that case.
Is that what you done, Eddie?
Well,
the hammer, like, real early?
Not that early, because I did do like I said, I did the first 4 of Thieves Town and went down to Hype Caves
Right.
the first. Then I went up to the mountain, and then I think I went to Eastern, got the flippers, and then I went, did the North Dark World route to Catfish and got the hammer there.
Yeah, I bet that's what most people did. Just only did first 4, not willing to gamble the big chest. And I did gamble the big chest and got burned for it.
Yeah.
And I'd do it again and again and again.
That's always such a difficult decision whether to continue in Thieves Town or not.
I mean, the odds were pretty good that the back of Thieves Town, because we didn't really get much at the front of it. We did have the 3 items at the back. So yeah, no, I'm with you on that one, Koi. I mean, it's usually a pretty safe gamble, but I guess just tonight, like I said, rando be rando.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, the expected value of any single item location is like 20 rupees, right? So if I leave one single thing behind, I'm not going to worry that much about it. Right up until I find the mirror and the entire seat opens up.
Just want to interrupt for a moment to let us all know that Julo is at Ganon. So we have our last streamer Ganon fight going on right now. And unlike everybody else, Julo actually picked up the Tempered Sword. So Tempered Silver Arrows, it's basically like Christmas morning.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that sword. I could have grabbed it too.
Well, do you know where all 4 swords were located? They
I
were
only know
really
Hylia Island.
Mothula had one.
Oh, rip.
Yep.
That was never going to happen. Fire on go mode.
Yeah, well, what happened was we found out because Cassidy got the fire rod much earlier than everyone else, so he went ahead and just did Skullwood.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I do the same thing. Like, that's guaranteed 2 items behind the fire
And the
rod
green
right there.
pendant to boot. Sorry to interrupt, but and the green pendant to boot, which at that point in the game could have been a potentially really important check.
Yeah, I tend to route the same way. Like, if a pendant dungeon's like on the way, I'm totally gonna full clear it that early.
And with that, Julo doing 2 beautiful doubles on Ganon, and down goes the big pig. Just gotta get across that bridge.
And Julo finishes with a SRL time of 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 45 seconds. GG's to them as well.
GG's.
GG.
All right, well, thanks, guys. Thanks so much for commentating and tracking everything. I gotta get back to celebrating my birthday with more A Link to the Past randomizer.
It's the
Sounds
gift
like a
that
great
keeps on
birthday.
giving. Have a
Right?
wonderful birthday.
See you guys.
I guess I'll head out as well. Thanks for commentating and thanks to the trackers.
And thank you for running. And GG once more.
Yeah, thanks.
And
So,
with that,
you first.
no, I was gonna say, let's see if Julo wants to have a conversation about the run.
Actually, they are declining an interview. The long day. I totally get it.
Absolutely, it is getting pretty late here.
Yeah. So, with that, that's all of our restream runners. Not every runner is finished yet, but we all the way out to 12th place so far.
So just to close out the stream, I want to thank all 4 of our runners on stream tonight: Edium, Julo, Ninja, Koi, and Cassidy Moen. I'd like to thank my co-commentator, Captain Capitalism, for being an informative and wonderful co-host. Of course, thank you to our trackers, Han and Red Arm, and thank you so much to everybody behind the scenes and for everybody who participates. And don't forget, your bits, your subscriptions, your tweets definitely help keep the lights on here at the Speed Gaming Network. So thank you all so much for your support, and we'll see you next time.